When I left the Navy, I got a job at Ford Motor Company, aircraft factory. And it was it was a good job. You know, my military record made it easy for me to get a job at an aircraft plant. My job was to tear down a small portion of a jet engine, something about 3 feet wide. And they would come by on conveyors, and I had 1 hour to tear one down. It was easy, very easy. I could tear down an engine in 20 minutes. I didn't need an hour. But I was told I had to take an hour because that's the way the line moves. And I remember some of the guys on the line. Everybody knew I was gay. I just was gay, that's it. And they would actually say to me, "Oh, we got a guy for you." And I said, "I don't need anybody to pimp for me. I get my own guys. Don't worry about me." And one time they said, "There's a guy 2 lines over." He says, "He's just your type, just your type." I said, "Oh, really?" Well, one day the guy said, "Here he is, here he is." And I look over and I see this tall, blonde, pink blonde, bouffant guy walking by. We got together and we turned out to be great friends. And he lived here in Hyde Park, John Fagan, and a lot of crazy stories about him. But then we would go to the bars together all the time. And I always had a good time with John. The factory closed. They shut down, and there were 15,000 people, and so I wound up with a couple of little jobs that weren't much, and so I decided to go back to school and get my degree, which I did, and I graduated from Roosevelt University in 1963. 6 weeks after my graduation, I was visiting John Fagan here in Hyde Park, and I saw a guy walking down the street. He was holding a book like this and reading it, and he was gorgeous. And I just went, and John said, "Darby, we don't whistle at guys on the south side." I said, "I don't give a shit. Look how good looking he is." Well, he didn't hear me, and away he went. John and I went swimming. We came back, went to dinner. I had a motorcycle, a small Honda motorcycle. And I was there, I was going to unchain my bike, and I saw the same guy walk by. I said, "This is it." I went right over and said, "Do you have a light?" And we all smoked in those days, and he said yes, and that's when I met Patrick. July 17, 1963, which is 53 years yesterday. And in 6 weeks we moved together, and we've been together ever since. Well, we've been together forever, it seems like. We were the ones who, Lambda Legal came and asked us if we would be the 2 people who would challenge the state of Illinois for same-sex marriage. And we said, of course. We did challenge the state, and we had a lot of TV interviews. They told us we were going to get a lot of publicity. I said, "Oh, good." And it was fine. We had some interesting times with the reporters. I can remember one of them saying to me one time, "Why do you want to marry Patrick?" And Lambda was standing there. And I said, "I want to get all my hands on his money." And they said, "No, don't put that in the paper. No, don't say anything like that." But, I was just tired of the same old answer all the time. Our relationship is probably more luck than anything, because I don't know what keeps people married and what doesn't. Everybody says, you make sacrifices and you do all this and you do all that, but it just happened, and we're both very fortunate.